on this panel here. Me and Warren, we're collaborating together. Obviously, Warren's a big hitter in the marketing. We all know Warren. We all respect him. We all love that he allows us to change the prints at the last second. You guys are like, he doesn't like that. I was able to reach out to Warren. He was really accommodating, came up, thought it was a great idea. Says, you know what, I have the perfect folks to come and collaborate. And I think today is going to be a little bit about what the market is, a little bit of how we run our companies, a little bit about what's kind of like the special, that makes us a little bit different as humans, right? But also, what's in the future? What can we do to grow our companies? We're all entrepreneurs. We're all here to make money, support our families, and do the right thing. And so we're all here to learn, right? And so I'd love to, I'm going to give quick introductions, but I'd love for them to give further introductions. So we all know Chris. He's one of the best in the business, very professional, great resume. In the statistics today, it was like the top one. But, I think that we all know Lauren, right? Lauren is a hard worker, and there's nothing that supplements hard work in this business. And Rob, you've built an amazing organization, and I see you, I respect it, I love it. And so I'm really honored to have you guys. And we all know Warren. Warren has built a business to help boost all of us, right? Boost us and help motivate us and to give us a face and a name. So with that, I'd like to welcome everybody. Can you give a round of applause? And so the first question that I'd like to ask is with real estate, right? Being trending up and down, what is it that prepares you for now, right? What is it? What's the secret sauce? What is it that you do to prepare yourself for this battle, right? What is it? Maybe Lauren, maybe I can ask you, what is it that you do? Maybe I don't know, morning routine. I don't know.
It's a little softball. I'm big on morning routine, and it's something that is very near and dear to my heart. So I get up super early so that I can have my day before work starts. And have any of you heard of Hal Elrod? He wrote a book called The Miracle Morning. If you have not read that book, it's an amazing book, and it makes a suggestion of how to start your day. So I wake up pretty early. I try not to open my eyes until I do a gratitude for the day, at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. And then I do a 10-minute reading. It could be like a self-help type book, a motivational book, or it could be just a book that I'm reading for book club. And then I do 10 minutes of writing, which is usually some kind of journaling. It's about random topics. So hopefully someone will throw that away, if I die.
What was your name? I have no idea.
Yeah. So then I do an hour workout, usually Soho Yoga. If you guys have not been there, plug for my favorite second home.
Soho Yoga.
I'm doing a 30-day challenge right now, which is definitely something outside my comfort zone. Then I come home and I have a little cold plunge at my house, so I do that.
Damn. We all see that on Facebook and Instagram.
It's changed my life. I'll tell you more about it afterwards. And then I do a little meditation. So I have a good hour and a half to myself every day. And I was telling Jason, it's I've had the perfect day before work starts. So.
Wait, pause. She's had the perfect day before work starts. Take that to the bank. That's how you can change your life. That is amazing. When I hear that, that is so motivating to me. And you guys think about it. We're always working really hard, and prime is so crazy right now. Prime being the treasury and what banks are lending to, right? And we all feel that, right? We all see it, we feel it. People don't have as much buying power, right? But what else is something that's been very, very difficult right now? Any ideas?
Oh, you mean insurance.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not in the game, so.
I was just gonna say before we go there, Lauren, you did all that in an hour and a half? Well, no wonder she had a good day that morning. Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, I used to meditate for an hour every day, which, you know, really changed my life. But now my meditation is much shorter. It's just like a 5 to 10 minute meditation. But yeah, like you don't have, like you can do 3-minute meditation. You can do 3 minutes of journaling, you know, but it's just such a routine that it all just kind of, maybe it's an hour and 40, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm not timing myself.
I wake up in the morning and I take stock of the fact that I woke up in the morning. And that's pretty good. I mean, I used to get up at 5 in the morning every morning, a very similar routine to you. I now do the 30-second meditation, which is the deep inhale, the deep exhale. I do contemplate the fact that I woke up and I have joy about the fact that I'm alive. And then I go to the gym. So mine's much easier, but I got writing and reading and
We need
no
another
arithmetic
game.
in there.
No math.
No math. Okay. Keep it easy.
Okay, fine. Okay, I don't mean to melt anybody's heart, but I have a 5-month baby.
Oh,
Thank you. And we wake up early. There's nothing like your daughter waking up and the first thing she does is sleep.
yeah, that's it.
And you're like, I'm gonna crush it today. Let's go, you know. And what we do is, I'm going off what you're saying. Huh? And what we do is we walk to Gitano, so Gitana, excuse me. It's an amazing Colombian coffee shop on with the 26 in Hermosa. The owner, Freddie, is amazing. We get ginger shots, beet juice, and we get a cappuccino. Walk them to 22nd because they have the little ADA ramp there because we're still stroller cool. And they go and they nap. And I walk to my office, check in with my staff. After the nap's done, we'll go to the Green Store, which is an amazing place. And I go drop them off at home. We're blessed to live in Manhattan Beach on Duncan and Ardmore, which I love it. And then I come back and hustle with my folks. And so that's very important to me. That is something I want to protect. And that is something that really pumps me up. So it's kind of off of a tangent, but I think that one thing that sparked, we had a call on Zoom, right? So I'm going to pivot a little bit here. And it really struck me about the insurance because I was closing my construction project and I had to put an extra $200,000 down on my construction coverage, like actual coverage, so that I can get $2 million more. So I don't know how is it with you guys closing your guys' properties currently, but how is that looking in your guys' interest?
It's one of the first conversations we have with a buyer. It is go out and make sure you're getting insurance immediately. Start early, dig. It's hard to get right now.
It's going to get easier. I mean, as we all know, the biggest insurance companies are trying to put it to California because they're not happy that they didn't get to run the slipshod and continue to raise rates and not loan in flood zones and not loan in fire zones. California requires, if you sell insurance in California, you have to sell all of it. So you can't just pick and choose and cherry pick.
What do you mean by that, all of it?
You have to sell earthquake, you have to sell fire, you have to sell liability, you have to cover condos, you have to do flood zones, you have to be able to do all of it. And
So prior you could pick and choose.
Well,
now
prior to 1991 or something, I mean, it's been a long time that the insurance commissioner has forced them to do that. They just got sick of it, that they don't get to, with all the disasters that we've been having, especially lately, they don't get to either choose. We're not going to provide fire insurance in a place where they haven't cut the trees down in 20 years. So they're making a point. They'll be back. In the interim, my partner Greg's in the middle of buying a house, and I think you used Geico or something. Let's give him a plug for Geico. Yeah. They're working, and there's other ones too. You just have to start early, as Chris was saying, and you can find it. It's just, brokers also offer coverage. But if you're calling Allstate, you're calling Farmers, and you're calling State Farm, they can't loan. I mean, they can't insure.
It just takes a lot longer and it's going to be quite a bit more expensive for the short term, so it's a good thing to let your buyers know so they're ahead of the curve and it's not a surprise.
Setting expectations.
But it's kind of like, it's kind of, with insurance, it's like, okay, so insurance costs, whatever, $20, $40 a year per house, and now it's $3,400 a year. The alternative is your house burns down, you don't have coverage. So it sounds pretty cheap, right? You're looking at it that way.
It does sound cheap, but I was on a networking call with, Jade Mills, Sally Foster Jones, like all of the top agents on the west side, and they said the $20+ million deals are not going through because of the insurance issue. Because also they don't want to cover those huge properties and the huge homes and everything, so it is a pretty serious issue right now.
Imagine you're closing a $20 million deal and it gets caught up by insurance. So these are the pros. They're saying, I suggest you advise your clients to start early on the insurance.
And the mansion tax, what's the percentage, you guys know, for the LA County?
What
The
is the
mansion tax?
It's LA
percentage?
City.
LA City?
It doesn't apply to our town, so.
Okay.
Fortunately, we don't have to deal with that, it's
Right.
really the city of Los Angeles. Well, yeah,
So-
because that's a really good point. If
Yeah.
it works in LA, which it doesn't,
Right, it does not.
they've discovered it doesn't
A
work.
lot doesn't work in LA.
So Jason, what's the title of this event tonight?
Investment Summit, Battle of the Brokers.
Battle of the Brokers.
Oh.
All right, so let's
Hold
get
on.
into some battle. Let's get into some battle. Come on.
Give it up, take a picture, give it up, Lauren.
Go. All right, so
Wait, I just want to say, when Warren called me and said, can you do me a favor? Of course, 100% I will always do him a favor. I've known him since the beginning. He's amazing. We do, all three of us do a ton of business with Warren. And he said, will you do this luxury panel, And I said, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do it. The next day, or 2 days later, I get a call from a client. What's this battle you're doing? What are you battling? I'm like, oh, what the heck is this battle? The battle with
That's
the
awesome.
brokers.
so I want to pivot real quick. I want to pivot
I
to
just want to
that.
let Lauren know.
I can't
So
even.
we have to have a little bit of battle into this, right? So I'm going to put you guys on the spot a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah, uh-oh.
And this is, I know there's, it depends. I know there's issues and variations. I want you guys to give a definitive answer to this question, okay? All right.
Now I'm nervous.
Yes, you should be. No, you're good. They'll be nervous, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna have
All right. A luxury relocation buyer calls each of you, from Aspen, somewhere. Maybe not Aspen.
Yeah, 'cause that's-
Somewhere else. They're not that
Croatia.
They're not that wealthy. They're not that.
We all wanna go to Croatia.
Actually, they're not that wealthy. They're very
If they're from Aspen,
frugal.
they got a ton of dough.
They're very okay. So they're not.
We only have a G5.
They're very frugal. Frugal. They're frugal.
Can't be on our G6.
They want to move to the South Bay. Okay. They call you. They say, "Want to buy? What's the most undervalued city or neighborhood that I should buy? You got to give me one." Okay, so what is the most where should I buy in the South Bay? Okay,
Or estates?
Alfred Estates.
Lauren?
Well, Palos Verdes estates, I would say too, but there would be a lot of other questions involved. Like,
but
how long
I negated
is
those.
the
I negated
property?
those.
How much money do you have?
Most
How long you got?
undervalued, no question.
So I would disagree. I would say Redondo Beach, California. I think Redondo Beach, California is juxtapositioned between Manhattan Beach, Hermosa, and Redondo Beach. So in commercial real estate, you always want to buy or develop in the secondary market. So you can ride the tide, right? All boats rise with the rising tide together, right? And so Redondo Beach has a long way to go.
Which Redondo Beach? Micro market? North, south?
I would say south of that. But we might be speaking different dialects of the same language. And so I think that they're more correct than I am, but I'm trying to slip my answer in there.
Nice. It's a battle, right? We're in the battle.
No, but I'm being polite about it.
I had a great answer a few years ago, like before the pandemic. But when the pandemic happened, it suddenly became Palos Verdes Estates. It was like, it was always a good buy, but in terms of the most undervalued, meaning best place to invest, it happened sort of overnight. When the pandemic happened and people said, I don't want to go to work. I'm just gonna stay home. I better get a better house, a better yard, and that's when a lot of my clients were saying, maybe I should take another look at PV. Right, so that's really, but before that,
Hey, it was a yes or no.
I know. You know me or what? That is yes or no. No, but before that, it was Hollywood Riviera in Torrance.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was like, wait a minute, for 1.2 million, I can buy a panoramic ocean view house. I don't care how big it is.
With a 7,000 square foot lot, yeah.
And 3 years later, I could still buy one for 1.3 million. And now you can't. It's been discovered.
Secrets out.
Stop talking about that.
But when you think about it, like the South Bay is so undervalued globally. I mean, PV Hill, it really is like, where else, what other community can you literally have your toes in the sand in 30 seconds on the Strand, oceanfront luxury property, and then 3 miles away have a 5-acre ranch with 180-degree panoramic views of Catalina? Like, what?
And 8
Where?
minutes to there.
What's that?
And 8 minutes to there.
And amen, yeah, exactly. And beautiful restaurants and amenities and schools. I mean, like, what? Right?
It's great to have this smorgasbord.
And like, I think that like with like, we could talk about Palos Verdes. I think you said it best. Is Palos Verdes? You have space, you have peace, you have tranquility. You have that ambiance of like self, right? And it's a beautiful place. It's what 5 minutes away from the Riviera. It's 10 minutes away from Manhattan Beach, right? This is, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, from Chris. Or maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I love the way that you're much more poetic than I am. You're much more polished than I am. And so, like, I really resonated with that because, you know, with Palos Verdes, you have all those amenities. Redondo is like the gem. You know, you have the Rear Village, you have the beautiful surf, you have the Esplanade that is 2.5 acres or 2.5 miles of beautiful coastline. It is unbelievable. It's unequivocally the most picturesque, sublime place to be able to walk and experience on a fall morning when the mist is coming up and it's still and it's absolutely beautiful, right? And so I love Hermosa Beach for business. It's a great place to do business. Same thing with Manhattan Beach. And I live in Manhattan Beach, and it's a beautiful place to walk to the beach. I have a bunch of kids. I have 4 kids, and we love it, right? And El Segundo, is it part of South Bay? Sure. They're like, hey, watch it. With a bunch of bags. But I want to digress a little bit, and I think we're really, really curious about how you guys have built your organizations, right? I think that with building companies and building organizations, some folks have a crew, some people are very intimate, and so I think it's everybody has their own way of doing business, right? And so we have 3 of the top brokers in the whole of South Bay of Southern California, and they're here, right in front of you. This is like such a privilege, such a blessing. You guys woke up this morning and said, I'm going to battle the brokers, and Lauren's going to beat everybody up. But I would love to ask, maybe Chris, maybe ask you, how do you have your organization like organized? How is everything? What works for you?
So I think I'm a little different than these two, where I am a single kind of operator. I've got 3 assistants that I can't get through the day without. But I don't have, I do my own stuff. Negotiate all the deals, show property, whatever it takes. That's what I do.
And your wife?
My wife is not licensed, so I have 2 licensed assistants, and my wife, who runs my office, is not licensed, but she is the most organized person I know, so makes my day.
That is very good.
Couldn't do anything without her, I will tell you.
And we all see Chris's advertisements, top-notch, inspiring. So it's an honor. It's an honor to be able to share the shades with you. And thanks for that. Lauren, how do you run your organization? What works for you?
I want wanted to create a small boutique firm because people are really important to me, so I want to spend a lot of time individually with the agents that work with me. So, and I am actually trying to create work-life balance, which is a new thing for me in the last couple of years, like trying to actually have a personal life.
Really?
Yeah. So, and I have shows to watch and stuff to do. But anyway, so.
Books to read, and write.
And books to read. Yeah, a lot to do. But
Books to write.
I
Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
no. So, I have a very small team. I have 2 assistants. One is licensed. She runs the whole company. I couldn't do without. She's very similar to what Val does. I could not live without her. She does all the office work. She sets up my schedule, reminds me to eat lunch, every single thing. And then I have another assistant who does marketing and advertising for me. She does all of the graphic design and artwork and for the branding. And then I have 3 incredible agents. I have the perfect team right now. I've had different iterations of my team over the years, and they're all incredible athletes. I've got one of them sitting right here. And, I didn't plan it this way, but
What do you mean by athletes? What do you mean by that?
2 of them are Division I athletes. The other one was a very strong athlete. And so what it's created, and I wished I would have planned it this way so I could say I'm so smart, but it just happened naturally. So athletes are hardworking, conscientious, they take good care of themselves, and they're team players. I've had team members in the past.
Give it up, give it up.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing. You should see it at our team meetings. They're like, hey, someone will say, oh gosh, I'm struggling with this. Oh my gosh, I've got this, I've got that. Let me take this over for you. I send a text into the group agent mix, like, hey guys, I need help with this. All 3 of them are like, oh no, you shouldn't drive from the hill. You should come from here. Like, I'll take care of this. It is just a dream come true. It's really wonderful to watch. I'm so grateful for all of them. They are amazing people, and they make it fun. And so, yeah, we meet once a week as a team, and then I meet with them individually each week. And so it's time consuming. So I just have the 3 agents right now. So.
Wow. And so to apply to work with you, you have to be a professional agent. I messed up the joke. Professional athlete.
I wouldn't mind that.
No, but
I wouldn't mind that.
it's funny because I resonate with that because I've always hired people at a USC, and it's very organic. It's not like only USC and everybody goes to the round pile, or maybe not. And like it's just worked out that way,
Yeah.
right? And so I resonate with you because like you hire an athlete, and you're like, wow, I like their ethics, I like the way they work, and it works for you, right? And so you've been able to catalyze and do what works for you. And I think that really resonates with me. Where's my man, Luke? Luke has a 5-month baby, and he's at a USC, and I'm grinding him now. He's in training right now, full hard knocks. But Rob, you have an amazing organization, and I am like, I don't want to say proud of you because like, with all due respect, because I'm, looking at you guys like in awe, but like, we've all seen you build your organization, all of us, and like, it's pretty amazing and very impressive, and like, we want to know everything. We want, like, how did you do it? Like, what works? What is good? What's going? Like, you guys have a great spot, like on Highland. Like, we all want to work on Highland. So, if you can share whatever you're comfortable sharing, we'd really like to hear about it.
Well, on the real estate brokerage side and team side, I did most of my career, I started out in commercial. I did commercial until 1991, when that
What do you mean commercial?
Multifamily, every part of commercial, leasing, hotels, motels, pretty much everything.
Right.
And then I started working with developers in residential. And when 1991 hit and peace broke out all over the world, who knew? And that caused the South Bay, which was a little bit war-centric, to just die on the vine. I had to analyze where I was at. I switched completely to residential. 70% residential, 30% commercial. I still kept that piece going. So that went on for a very long time. I was a highly successful individual agent. And I thought I wanted to love to start a team. And I was at Remax, and one of the top agents there in the nation. And I realized, I met Greg Gowman, my current partner, maybe
Shout out to
9
Greg.
years ago. And we started talking about forming a team. And I realized at that meeting that what I was really looking for was a partner. Because whereas I had an aspiration to have a team, I really didn't want to run a team. It's a lot of work. And I go to sell real estate. I enjoyed that part of it. I liked the brokerage part. So that allowed me to then begin a team with a partner who was more interested in the nuts and bolts than I was. And we're very, very different people, but the one thing we found out early on when we decided we were going to start a team is that we were going to create a set of axioms from which we were going to hire.
What do you mean by
Value system, right? We spent a long time doing it. We came up with a mission statement, a value statement, and we wrote all these things down, and we told ourselves, we're only going to hire people, we're only going to put people on our team that imbue these values.
Right.
And so we built a very organic team. It's been organic from day one. Now we've got, I think, 20, 21 agents, something like that, and we're continuing to build from there. And all organically, like we have not gone out and recruited people, it sort of just happened. And we turned people down that we didn't think were going to be a good fit on the team because the culture is everything. The larger your team gets, the more important it is to have a very, very strong culture.
So you guys, I want to pause for a second. That's 20 people working for his entrepreneurial business. Can you give it up for that? Can you give it? That's amazing.
And they're awesome people, and they, I think they're well trained. We spend a lot of time in training. I enjoy the training as I've gotten, as I progressed in years now that I'm 40-something years in the business. I realize that I love mentoring and bringing people along. We learn a lot in what it is that we do, and being able to impart that to people and have them go out into the world and then do it and make it happen, that's as satisfying as anything else I've ever done in this business. So it's super great. I mean, I'm in the middle of writing a book about, which kind of it is part of the training that I do with the team. It's called The Art of Targeting. I'm going to do a shameless plug there. I was going to do a shameless plug for the Esplanade, but it was like you were just setting me up.
Oh, dude.
We've got a project, a 2-unit project on Avenue F in Esplanade that we're building in one of the other divisions that we have. That is going to be it's the last 2-unit town project that can be built on the Esplanade. The
The
last
2.5-mile stretch that is right above the beautiful Golden Town.
Thank you so much.
Where you
for
have
that.
a commercial development.
We didn't talk.
See how we all talk?
Shameless plug.
We're
Anyway,
selling, man. We sell.
the team has really been one of the greatest joys of my life is to have this real estate team and have it be successful. We were, RealTrends just named us the #1 large team in Manhattan Beach and the South Bay, which is just crazy. And, with that,
Can I cut you off for 1 second?
Yes.
Because I want to give you some compliments. So whenever somebody wants to cut you off to give you compliments. So this guy is traditionally trained as an architect. And he started, demoing homes and building development projects all in the South Bay. And he said, what I've done is created a machine that, he has his luxury division. And please, I'm paraphrasing here.
Right.
But it's like, he buys and sells luxury real estate. But then also when he finds a prospect, spec house, he finds it, he sees it, he loves to design it, he gets his construction team, he builds it, and he sells it, right? And that really resonated with me. Like, I feel like, Rob, is it okay if I call you Rob?
anything but Bob. Or late to dinner.
That really resonates with me because at the end of when he tells me what he likes to do, he goes, I bore quickly. And that really resonates with me because I'm a thinker. I wake up with solutions for my problems, right? I'm thinking all the time, and I'm like a creative thinker. I'm not like a, oh, poor, poor everybody, oh my God, life sucks. Like, dude, like, life stuff, get a helmet, let's go. You know what I mean? And it's like, we all gotta stick together, and we all gotta be entrepreneurs, and we gotta be in this together, right? All these people here have the same experience we have today. We're all the same, we're equal, right? And the thing is, a good idea is a good idea. It doesn't matter how much you sell, how much you don't sell, but the next good idea is gonna get you that listing, get you that investor, get you that next project, or the next kid. I might have 5, I don't know. But I just want to commend you for building your team, and also, you know, I kind of have like a business crush on you because you're like, you know, you're an architect, developer, kind of the same kind of salt of the earth like me. I'm calling myself salty next week. And I think it's kind of cool. But I'd like to ask you, Warren, because you...
Okay, before you ask, so if anyone wants to see some old Ron Freeman ads, Diggs ads with the Get Smart shoe phone, I got it. It was brilliant marketing. Yes.
Let Freeman ring.
Yes.
And
Do
so,
it today. Don't forget to do
Warren
it.
doesn't know this, but I'd like to ask you, sir,
Yes.
how you built your company and what do you do with your organization that works?
I hired this guy in the Hawaiian shirt over here, but yeah.
Raise your hand, Mr. Guy in the white shirt. Oh, Hawaiian shirt. Oh, there's your hand. Sure.
Well, this is their stage, but real quick, I started Diggs in 2010. I lived here since 1990, and I saw a need. And Rob and I were just sharing a story. Maybe he'll tell you. For agents, they needed a better place and vehicle to brand themselves, to basically, you know, elevate their brand. And it wasn't in a daily newspaper, and it wasn't in the back of a weekly community paper, which I love. It was in its own thing, and thus Diggs was created. So, started in 2010, humble, meager beginnings, and thanks to these folks and a lot of others, we grew and we made it our own community where it's our thing. And it's like, it's a communication platform for them. For me, it's like, it's their magazine, it's not mine, it's theirs. To communicate to the South Bay. It's their vehicle.
I feel the respect in the room for you. Can we give it up for Warren? I'm not 100% serious, man. Like, when I was at SCI, I still had the Diggs.
Yes.
I did.
Nice.
And so I'm going to digress a little bit. We're going to wind down a little bit. I have one more burning question I need to ask. It's going to be really controversial, and so I hope anybody doesn't get offended and all that. But like, what I'd like to recommend is that when you know, these superstars get off stage, if you guys have any questions, just say, it was really nice to hear from you. Here's my business card. Let's set up a call, a time to talk, and just let them relax and unwind a little bit. And then please feel free to have one more drink. We're going to have a great classic rock band come up, play a couple like CCR, you know, Led Zeppelin, stuff like that, just so we can chill for 30 minutes, 45 minutes and relax. Mi casa es tu casa, which means, you know, you're welcome to stay. Because I'm really honored to have you guys here. And so the question is, pause for emphasis. What advice would you give a young entrepreneur like yourself 20 years ago? Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. And a funny story. Do you guys remember Shorewood Realtors?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So when I started Diggs, one of the first, I met Arnold. I went to go meet Arnold. And I said, hey, I have this crazy idea. I want to start Diggs, this magazine called Diggs. And he said, you seem like a very nice guy. Don't do it. Save your money. Save your money. Don't do it. I said, why? And he said, you know, the Beach Reporter, and I love the Beach Reporter, if any Beach Reporter fans here, love them. They're too entrenched. The agents are very loyal. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Don't do it. And I said, okay, all right, well, thank you, but I'm still going to go ahead and do this. And so my thing is, like, don't listen to anyone saying, it's important to ask if you can get advice, but like, do your thing. Put your head down and do your thing. Don't listen to any of the naysayers. Don't listen to any of the chatter. Just follow your heart and go.
I would love to go next because Arnold Goldstein's partner, Larry Wolf, gave me my first real estate job, somebody very near and dear to my heart. Those of you guys that know him, he has West Nile virus and he's on respirator and in a wheelchair, and
Pray for him tonight.
please pray for him tonight. He came,
Power of prayer is very important.
he came to a showing yesterday. I haven't seen him in like 8 years since this happened.
How many years?
If you guys, I mean, not to plug the Easy Reader, but there's an article about him in there, which is a great article about him and his family. And I haven't seen him in a long time. I actually felt horrible that I hadn't reached out to him since his
What's his name?
situation. Larry Wolf, amazing man, amazing businessman. So he came to the showing yesterday. He cannot talk, you guys. He's like you have to lip read. And I was so excited to see him, but he was like, I'm so excited to see you. He goes, I knew the minute, and he's like saying this to me very fast, and he's got these helpers that are like lip reading for him. And he said, I knew you were going to be at the top. I knew you were going to be the best. I always knew you were going to succeed, and here you are. And, we're kind of remembering old times and everything, but my advice is, do the work. Don't just do the business work, do the internal personal work. I do a newsletter, and I'm quoting, I think Malcolm Gladwell said it first, but it could be wrong. Somebody else probably said it before him. But the shortcut is doing the work. Yeah. All the new agents call me, they want to have coffee. What do I do? How do I do? What do I do? Work your ass off. You see these people up here, ask Val right here how much time he spends over hours before, it's a lot of work. This business is very rewarding, but it is hours upon hours. Some people think that we make it look easy, that's because we've been doing it so long, but the number of hours and time, blood, sweat, and tears, it really is a labor of love, and it's worth it because you're making a difference in people's lives every day. But if you're not spiritually, emotionally, got your head on right, ready for this job, it's going to be tough. And if you don't put the time in, you're not going to know the information needed to work in this very high-level playing field. Like the information that Warren is providing that you saw on the screen is incredible. That will save hours and hours of your time. Your clients will be so impressed with it. That information takes forever to put together, and the way that they put it together is just polished and professional. And so, it's really, really awesome. So anyway, do the work. That's it.
I think that's such a really good statement. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at this business is 24/7. And if you seriously want to do well, you better just understand that going in. I think you need to treat it like a business. You need to show up. You need to know your inventory. And one of the biggest things I think about is answer your phone.
Damn, who's guilty out there? Answer the phone.
I have one of the top agents in the country, without question. I mean, he's right there. Got a call 10:30 on a Saturday night. Picked up the phone and said, hi. That call turned into 36 separate transactions over the past 20 years. Over $1 billion in business from that one client. It's a massive, massive client. But had he gone 10:30, I'm having dinner, he never would have never got that business. So, pick up the phone.
Wow.
You're in this business, you're selling stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of the younger agents, it's like people that have been on my team, they'll say, well, my people like text message, they like email. They want to hear from you. It is a phone. It's called a phone for a reason. You really should. It's a personal touch. I think it's really important. But I'm old, so.
Yeah, well,
The three of us could be biased in that way. I'm just saying.
So one of the things I talk about in terms of providing service to people and great service is the idea of not just practicing the golden rule, but practicing the platinum rule. So the golden rule
What's
is,
the goal?
golden rule is treating people the way that you would like to be treated. The platinum rule is treating people the way they want to be treated. So, I mean, when I realized that, it caused me to ask that additional question about how would they like to be communicated, and I asked the question. But for me, two things. One, Magic Johnson at a seminar I went to
I love
said
that.
the thing that stuck with me.
We all had
was,
Air Jordan.
the secret to massive success is massive failure.
Oh, I failed.
Secret to massive success,
Question.
which is, by the way, why athletes make great realtors. Because every athlete, I was a competitive swimmer when I was younger, we had massive failure. We didn't win every race. And how do you not lose races? You get in the pool, you swim a mile in the morning, swim a mile, you more. A mile in the morning, a mile in the afternoon. You go to the meets and you get better at your craft. So that's the thing. So the work, it's always the work. But a couple things you need to, for me, it's like when you're thinking about the massive failure, right? 51% good is all good. Right? 51% good is all good. You just have to be a little bit more wins than losses in a day to have a very successful day. So if you're doing more,
It's like the Kentucky Derby, right? The horse that wins by this
that
much.
much. The stockbroker that wins 51% of the time is a genius. Right?
Right, absolutely.
You'll put your money with him.
Absolutely.
How about the realtor that wins 51% of the time?
That's you guys.
You gotta win a lot more than 51% of the time in our business to do that. But if you want to be successful in real estate and any other business, you wanna make more money, somebody on my team could tell me this, right? Be worth it. Just be worth it. Seems so simple, but it embodies everything we're talking about here. Putting the work in, getting smarter, reading books, being collaborative, calling people that are doing the things that you're doing. When you're developing, calling the developers, right?
Right,
How do you get
absolutely.
access to the billionaires that have the money? 1 degree of
Call it.
separation, right? Keep calling.
The 10:30 call. 10:31.
1031 call.
I know. I'm sorry. I gotta be accurate.
That's good, that's good.
I'm on podcast.
Well, 1031 is good.
Yeah, watch out.
Anyway, so that's the magic. The magic is hard freaking work with creativity to back it up. Have an idea.
So I'm going to jump in here a little bit. I like to dedicate my time to something else, but I'll just say daring greatly. Just dare greatly. My pops, who's in heaven, who was an amazing person, great dad. I love my dad. I knew he loved me. I was a confident boy growing up. I love my brother. He taught me how to be a good brother, and he just taught me how to be brave. You know, never had problems with bullies. Never had problems with issues. Never had problems with, setbacks. I just was brave, and you gotta be brave. Teach your kids to be brave. Teach your daughters to be brave. Teach your friends and family and everybody to be brave. We're Americans, and if you're not born here, we welcome you to be brave and be part of our community, to be brave citizens of the South Bay, right? I want to give my time to Larry Wolf. I would like to pray, so I'm going to pray. You don't have to pray, but I'm going to pray. Say, Dear Father in heaven, please let Larry Wolf enjoy his days. He has done a wonderful job being able to be an inspiration and be able to love on Lauren here, and we have his positive energy and his positive inspiration through Lauren. And Lauren did an amazing job. She brought the gloves. And I just want to say thank you for him. Please let him enjoy his last days. And everybody said, Amen.
Amen.
And all I want to say is thank you, everybody. I hope you guys have enjoyed my home. I hope you guys have felt comfortable. I hope you guys have loved being able to listen to these expert speakers. These are experts. This isn't like random. This is very calibrated. These are the top in the business. And like, give them respect when they get off stage. Let them breathe, let them have, you know, a little bit of space. But congratulate them. Tell them what you thought was inspiring, what we really like. Give them your business card and say, let's chat, you know? You guys are all welcome to stay for about 30, 45 minutes. We're gonna have another band play. There's drinks, there's snacks, there's everything. And so I would like for everybody, we're gonna do something, okay? I want everybody to stand up and we're gonna clap for everybody here. And I'm gonna give the names, okay? You ready? So let's all clap for Chris.